Building a stocker operation from the ground up takes hard work and commitment. And to add value to calves, it takes know-how and a partner willing to help you address regular animal health issues in a proactive manner. Reporter Matt Fleck has more on a Florida cattleman who found a reliable partner in Merck Animal Health.
Cattle from the southeastern United States are in high demand these days. However, the challenge of building healthy, uniform lots of cattle for feeding is as great today as it ever was in the past.
When we started this, it was just me and my youngest son and my wife doing it right there on 15 acres. It's nice to be able to do it with your family all the time instead of having to get up and go to a 9-to-5 job. My wife works in town. She says that's the reason why I'm allowed to do what I do. Taking care and building something that I can pass on. Who else wouldn't want to be out here? This is my office. It's not a living, it's a way of life.
Backgrounders play a crucial role in the cattle industry, preparing calves for the feed yard where health and performance are important to maximizing profitability. So delivering high-quality cattle is the goal of cattlemen like Rusty, who has built a reputation for turning high-risk cattle into cattle that will perform on feed.
We get a lot of cattle through the sales. When the cow-calf producer gets ready to get rid of his calves, they wean them. They send them either to a sale or to an outfit like us. We're a preconditioning lot. We get them all their vaccines through them, get their immunities built up, get them used to eating out of feed troughs and water troughs, get them ready for the feed yards. When the cattle come into us, they're stressed out. We put them in a pen, we give them an ID tag and let them rest for 2 or 3 days. After the 3rd or 4th day, we'll get them up and we start our vaccine program. We use an intranasal. It's once PMH from Merck. It plays a big role.
Bovine respiratory disease is perhaps the single most significant animal health concern faced by backgrounding operators like Rusty. BRD costs the industry an estimated $800 million each year. To minimize the impact of the disease, an effective vaccination program using products which get to work quickly with minimal stress is essential.
The vaccination program is vital because what we're trying to do is actually prevent respiratory disease. If you're on a stocker operation, what you're trying to do is prevent the spread, because a lot of these cattle have already been exposed. But what we're trying to do is get immunity into these cattle as quickly as we can to help stop the spread of the respiratory disease going on. Well, you should do the viruses, the IBR, the BVD 1 and 2, the BRSV, and the parainfluenza. But you should also do the Mannheimia hemolytica and the Pastorella. In layman terms, it would be the virals plus the Pastorellas. And you actually need both Pastorellas, not just the Mannheimia hemolytica, but you need the Pastorella multocida too, because it's probably, in the stocker business, it's probably about the 2nd most diagnosed pathogen that we find on necropsies.
Vaccine plays a big role in it. They're preventatives. They build the immune systems. They give the calf an extra little boost on the viruses and everything that we are battling. In Florida, we got a change of weather all the time. And it could be from a 75-degree day to a 105-degree day. It's still a temperature change. It stresses these cattle out. The stress then turns around and turns into upper respiratory and the pneumonia that we're fighting.
In fact, stress can come from a variety of factors, and Rusty says minimizing the amount of stress his calves experience is important when it comes to getting them on to the next segment of the production chain on schedule and on budget.
Everything we deal with is high stress. You got to figure that you take that calf off his mama and you just wrecked his whole world. Send him to a sale barn. He don't know what's going on there. He's running around there for a few minutes and sold, put in another pen. He's snatched out of there and he put on a truck and he's hauled to another barn where he's sorted and hauled to me. And then he's put into a pen, with the group that he come in with. And we don't mess with him for 3 or 4 days. That to let them get something to eat, something to drink, lay down if they want to.
If you're looking to maximize the immune system, the main thing you want to do is get the cattle up, eating and drinking. Okay, so you want to have a calf that's full, that's eating and drinking. Then you want to make sure that calf is parasite free as possible. Okay, we know that parasites will affect the immune system. They can cause that calf not to be able to respond properly to the viral diseases or viral vaccine. So, in my opinion, you need to get them, first off, they need to be nutritionally sound. And once you get them nutritionally sound, then you need to make sure that they're basically parasite free, and then you can vaccinate.
Allowing cattle to rest and rehydrate upon arrival helps improve immune response to vaccines such as Merck's Once PMHIN, helping to keep calves on track during their time in the backgrounding operation. By using low-stress handling techniques and vaccinations which further reduce the amount of stress an animal experiences, cattle are better equipped to handle the experience. That's just one of the ways the use of Once PMHIN helps White achieve his goals.
Once PMHIN has both the Mannheimia hemolytica as well as the Pasteurella multocida. The reason this is such a good vaccine is it goes intranasally. Okay, so it goes to the point of exposure and creates immunity. The intranasal vaccines, what they do is they flood the mucosal surfaces of the nose, and they hit little bitty like toll-like receptors and different receptors in there that signal to the immune system that there's a pathogen going on. And so what they do is they call all the immune system to alert at that particular location. And once that's stimulated, then that goes with a systemic response. Respiratory disease, we need to stay in front of it as much as possible. When you get into BRD wrecks, most of the time we're into those wrecks because those cattle get ahead of us in sickness, and we can't pull them and treat them fast enough. So it's important to monitor those cattle, especially in a stocker operation.
We're in these cattle every day, sometimes 2 and 3 times a day, whether it be in a vehicle. One of the guys that's feeding, he's looking at them too, and I've got 2 or 3 riders. When we see something, an outbreak, we'll pull whatever it is, put it in a lane, we drive it to the pens. You got to handle them real slow and easy.
Minimizing stress and Rusty's other efforts to build his backgrounding operation have paid off, and he has customers across the feeding sector calling to buy his calves.
We don't put anything sick on a truck. If I can't get it straightened out here, putting him on a truck and then sending him 1,000 miles ain't gonna cure no miracles. You know, it ain't gonna fix him. When they hit the ground out there, they're ready to do their work.
The result of Rusty's hard work is a thriving operation that he hopes will one day be passed on to his son Ethan, who looks to play an important role in the future of the enterprise.
Ethan's 14. He's been going with me horseback riding, working cattle, day working in the pens since he was old enough to walk. I can remember toting diapers in a saddlebag on one side and a bottle in the other. There's a lot of times I'd rather have him than some of the grown men that I've worked with. He's good. He's real good.
Reporting from Florida, I'm Matt Fleck for NCBA's Cattlemen to Cattlemen.
For more information on Once PMHIN or any other products from Merck, just visit their website. That's MerckAnimalHealthUSA.com.